Okay. Hey guys, so this is cycle 2, week 6, and we have 2 this week. So we're doing part 1 for cover up. That's the first one, and then the second one is number 4, thick in your books. So here are the materials you're going to need for both things today. So you have a desk lamp. We have pictures that will be attached. So you should have types of eclipses. My lovely assistant Kesa helped me with this one. The planetary gas giants, sulfuric acid clouds. So those should be the pictures that you have attached. We are doing a craft to help the kids understand eclipses. So you will need black sheets for that with these circle cutters, some chalk, and this will be, you can just see today, this is kind of what it's going to look like in the end. Another part of this is you will need a flashlight and wax paper. So I was going to grab my phone. Thanks. Okay, so we'll pretend this is you need a flashlight and wax paper. And I'll show you what to do here in just a little bit with that. Then you need a bike pump. It does not have to look like this. It can be any bike pump. It just needs to have a needle at the end of it. You will need a cork, and I will rig these up for you because we're going to use these big jars and they need a little bit extra wrapped around them to make sure that we have enough pressure when we use them. And we will have these big jars and some thank you, yes, rubbing alcohol, that's what it's called, rubbing alcohol. Okay, so those are the materials you're going to need for both of these. In the first part with cover up, obviously you sing the scientific method or say it, talk with it with the kids. The first objective that we're trying to see is why our moon causes an eclipse but Mercury does not. I went through on the script and did some questions and kind of gave you some answers. The answers are in bold. What is an eclipse? The answer to block light from one object to another, which is great for little guys too, because gives a simple answer. And then there's some more questions with answers there for you. Doing the research, I gave you some examples of, what are some things that you kids know, and if you're running into, crickets, gave you some help on that for some questions you could ask the kids. Your hypothesis is basically with this one, you're taking your desk lamp here, and you're going to tell the kids, okay, so we're going to cover one eye like this, and we're going to stick our thumb right here in front of the lamp. Now, we're going to slowly pull this back towards our eye. What do you think is going to happen to the light? Ask them, is it going to get brighter? Is it going to get bigger? Will it get smaller? Will you not see it at all? Just try and kind of hypothesize with them as to what's going to happen. The experiment is basically that you try it out. And then your analysis is that as your thumb gets closer to your eye, the light gets completely blocked out, which helps them see what an eclipse is. So then for that craft, I thought a visual would be very helpful. So that is what this is. So they're going to take this black sheet, and then they're going to take this and put it in the center. You take this, and as I showed you here, you draw around it quite a few times, so you can just let them, as they're holding this, draw around it quite a few times, like this. Little ones might need some help with this, but then you have them take their finger and they swipe outward, and it creates a solar eclipse for them and helps it visualize. So that is the first one for you. And then your second one, for this one, this is where the flashlight comes in handy. Let's see. I don't see the flashlight on here.
Can you swipe? Can you swipe up?
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Just move on.
Okay.
Just tell what's going to happen.
Okay, it's pretty simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. So you take the flashlight and you take the wax paper, and you're trying to show them, the objective of this part of the science scripts is to show them what the atmosphere is like on Venus. It's very thick, it's very difficult to see through, So you're trying to show them this is wax paper. You take the flashlight and you take it like this, and it's going to be shining through the wax paper, and it's going to be very blurred and very difficult to see through. So it helps the kids visualize it that way. And then asking kids questions, what is atmosphere? And do Earth and Venus have the same atmosphere? Do they have anything in common? What do you know about Earth and Venus? I gave you some answers, things like they're similar in size. Can people live on Venus? We know we can live on Earth. Can they live on Venus, and why? So that's the hypothesis is, so say we're going to take this flashlight, you're going to take the wax paper. If I put this here, what do you think is going to happen? And then the kids should be able to see that the light was a lot fuzzier. You couldn't really see through the wax paper. And then the conclusion kind of explains that to the kids. So then we're going to take, you're going to have your jar. You're going to take this.
Move this way, the chandelier is.
Okay. So you're going to take your jar. You're going to put a small amount of rubbing alcohol in the bottom. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll it around and get it all around the inside of this jar. Like this. Kind of roll it around for a little bit and swish it on the bottom. Roll it around. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your bike pump, you're going to stick the cork down in here, and then you're going to lock the needle down, and then you have a mom or assistant pump, and I would count to about 14. It's letting all the air out. Oh, there we go. So obviously a couple more. So you got to really push the cork down, otherwise the air will be letting out. And we want all that pressure to build up inside of here. Okay, ready, set, it should. And there is your thick cloud like Venus. So this is to give an example to the kids. This is what Venus's atmosphere looks like. It's very thick, very dense. You can't even see through that jar. And it gives a really good visual for the kids to understand, especially little guys that need something like this. So, should be really fun, and I think the kids will like it.